Hello, everyone. I'm Natasha, your host for today. If you're new here, I'd love to tell you that we upload English learning videos every single day to help you speak more confidently and fluently in real life. In today's masterclass, you'll improve not only your English listening, but also your speaking and conversation skills through real-life English practice. Together, we'll go through natural daily English dialogues, useful expressions, and everyday vocabulary that will help you sound fluent and confident when you speak English in real situations. Whether you're talking with friends, chatting at work, or meeting new people, this lesson will guide you through how to respond naturally, how to continue a conversation smoothly, and how to express your thoughts clearly in English. By the end of this video, you'll be more comfortable speaking in everyday situations, and you'll start feeling that you're on your way to the advanced English level. Before we start the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you never miss a new English learning lesson. So, take a deep breath, relax, and get ready to practice. Real English conversations with me. Let's begin. Have you ever felt that you understand English when you read it or listen to it slowly? But when you try to speak in a real conversation, your mind suddenly goes blank? It's completely normal. Learning English from books or lessons is one thing, but speaking in real life is another skill altogether. That's why today's session is all about real-life English conversation practice. The kind that prepares you to actually speak with people in real situations. Think about your daily life. You wake up, you meet people, you go to school, work, or a cafe. You talk to someone at a store or answer a question on the phone. These are all moments where you use English naturally. And in this masterclass, I'll walk you through real examples of those moments. We'll practice them slowly, clearly, and naturally together, so that you can build confidence and fluency step by step. Let's start with something simple: daily greetings. In English, greetings are more than just words. They're small social bridges that open every conversation. When you meet someone in the morning, you might say, "Good morning, how are you today?" Or, "Hey, how's it going?" When you're meeting a friend after a long time, you might say, "It's been a while, how have you been?" These are simple, but they create warmth and connection. Now, let's practice together. Repeat after me slowly. Good morning, how are you today? Good afternoon, how's your day going? It's been a while, how have you been? When you repeat them aloud, imagine that you're really speaking to someone you know. Feel the rhythm of your voice. Don't rush. Let each word come out naturally. In real life, conversations flow like waves. One person speaks, then the other responds. So let's build a small conversation example. A. Hey, how's your day going? B. Pretty good, thanks. How about you? A. I'm doing fine, just a bit busy with work. B. Yeah, same here. It's been a long week. Now, let's turn this into your practice. I'll say the first line, and you respond in your mind or out loud. Hey, how's your day going? Pause. Then answer naturally. Pretty good, thanks. How about you? Excellent. Keep repeating until it feels easy and automatic. Everyday English conversations are filled with these tiny exchanges, polite, simple, but powerful. When you get comfortable with them, you don't have to think word by word anymore. Instead, you start responding naturally, like a fluent speaker. Let's move to another common situation, ordering something at a cafe or restaurant. This is one of the most practical ways to practice real English because you can use it almost anywhere in the world. Imagine walking into a cafe. You smile and say, "Hi, can I get a cup of coffee, please?" Or, "Could I have a latte with almond milk?" The polite expressions "can I get" or "could I have" are used all the time by native speakers. Now, repeat after me slowly. Can I get a cup of coffee, please? Could I have a sandwich and a juice? Can I have it to go, please? Notice how these sentences sound soft and polite. That's what makes you sound natural in English. Let's make a small conversation to practice. A. Hi there. What would you like to order? B. Could I get a cup of tea and a slice of cake, please? A. Sure. Would you like milk with your tea? B. Yes, please. Now your turn. I'll be the cafe worker and you'll be the customer. Ready? Hi there. What would you like to order? Excellent. Now say your line naturally. Imagine the tone, the setting, the friendly smile. This kind of visualization helps you remember phrases longer and use them easily later. When you practice these small moments daily, you're training your mind to think directly in English, not to translate from your native language. That's how fluency grows. Another important situation in daily life is asking for help or information. Maybe you're lost in a new city or looking for a store. Here are some natural phrases you can use. Excuse me, could you help me find this place? Sorry, do you know where the nearest bus stop is? Could you tell me how to get to the train station? Let's repeat together slowly. Excuse me, could you help me find this place? Do you know where the supermarket is? Could you tell me how to get to the bus stop? When you ask politely, people are more willing to help you. And you also saim son, how good manners, which is an important part of real communication. Now, let's do a short conversation example. A. Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the library? B. Sure, go straight, then turn left at the traffic light. A. Thank you so much. B. You're welcome. Now let's switch roles. You be A and I'll answer as B. Ready? Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the library? Sure, go straight, then turn left at the traffic light. Great job. Notice how polite and smooth the tone is. That's what makes your English sound confident and friendly. Let's add one more useful area. Small talk. Short, light conversation topics that help you connect with people easily. Small talk is what people use to start conversations in offices, classes, or even elevators. You might talk about the weather, the weekend, or how your day is going. For example, nice weather today, isn't it? Did you do anything fun over the weekend? I can't believe how busy the city is today. These small lines may look simple, but they open doors to real connections. Let's build a small dialogue together. A. Hi, how are you? B. I'm good, thanks. It's really sunny today, isn't it? Yes, perfect weather for a walk. B. Absolutely. I love days like this. Now, repeat this conversation slowly and try to change it with your own ideas. Instead of sunny, try rainy, or cold, or windy. Practicing variations helps you remember patterns. Remember, English is not just about words. It's about rhythm and feeling. When you speak, think of the flow of your voice like gentle waves. Don't try to speak too fast. Focus on clarity first. Once you're comfortable, your speed will naturally increase with time and confidence. Let's take a short reflection moment together. Think of one real situation where you used English this week. Maybe with a friend, a colleague, or online. How did you feel? Were ye nervous, excited, or shy? It's okay. Every learner feels that way. The secret is to keep practicing small, daily conversations until it feels as natural as breathing. Now, I want you to try this mini exercise. Imagine you're meeting someone new for the first time. You shake hands, smile, and say, "Hi, I'm John. Nice to meet you." The other person says, "Nice to meet you too." "Where are you from?" You answer naturally, "I'm from United States. How about you?" Simple, right? Practice this dialogue a few times every day, even when you're alone, because self-practice builds real confidence over time. When you can start and continue a short conversation like this, you're already moving from beginner to intermediate level. And soon you'll reach advanced fluency if you keep doing it regularly. Take a deep breath, smile, and repeat this after me slowly. I can speak English with confidence. I am improving every day. I am becoming fluent step by step. When you begin practicing real English conversations, one of the best things you can do is imagine yourself in real-world scenes. Picture yourself standing in line at a cafe, or waiting for a bus, or talking to a colleague at work. The more real the situation feels in your mind, the easier it becomes to speak naturally. For example, you can imagine walking into a coffee shop on a quiet morning. The smell of roasted beans fills the air, and you smile at the barista and say, "Good morning, can I get a cappuccino, please?" The barista smiles back and asks, "Would you like it to go?" You respond, "Yes, please. I'm in a bit of a hurry." Just by visualizing this scene, you train your mind to think and respond automatically in English. Now, let's practice a few of those sentences together. Repeat after me slowly, feeling the rhythm of each phrase. "Good morning. Can I get a cappuccino, please?" "Yes, please. I'm in a bit of a hurry. Have a nice day." Every time you repeat simple real-life lines like these, you're building powerful memory connections between situations and words. Later, when you're in a moment in real life, your mind will find those words easily and naturally. Everyday English is full of small, polite expressions that keep a conversation flowing. You'll hear phrases like, "No problem," "Take your time," "That's all right," or "You're welcome," almost everywhere. These are not just filler words. They are the rhythm of human connection. When you use them naturally, you sound kind and confident. Imagine finishing your coffee order, and the barista says, "It'll be ready in a minute." You smile and say, "No rush, take your time." It's such a small phrase, but it makes a huge difference in how people feel around you. Let's move to another situation. Think about being at work or in class. Someone asks for your opinion, and you want to sound polite and clear. You could say, "I think that's a good idea," or, "In my opinion, we could try something different." Notice how phrases like, "I think," or, "In my opinion," soften your tone. They make you sound confident, but respectful. Let's practice. "I think that's a good idea." "In my opinion, we could try something different." "I agree with you completely." These are sentences you'll use in meetings, classrooms, and even friendly discussions. Sometimes, conversations don't go as planned. Maybe you don't understand what someone said. Don't worry. That's a perfect moment to practice natural clarification phrases. You can say, "Sorry, could you repeat that?" Or, "I didn't catch that. Could you say it again?" Or, even, "What do you mean by that?" These questions help you stay in the conversation. and show that you're actively listening. Practice them now. Sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't catch that. Could you say it again? What do you mean by that? The key is to keep your tone friendly and curious, not nervous or apologetic. Let's create another visualization. You're in a busy street, and someone asks you for directions. They say, "Excuse me, do you know where the post office is?" You smile and reply, "Sure, go straight and turn right at the traffic lights." It's a small exchange, but in that moment, you used real English naturally and confidently. You practiced listening, understanding, and responding quickly, exactly what builds fluency. Now imagine the roles reversed. You're the one asking for help. You say, "Excuse me, could you help me find the nearest ATM?" The person responds kindly, "Of course, it's just around the corner." You thank them with a smile and say, "Thank you so much." And they answer, "You're welcome." Each of these lines may seem simple, but together they create real conversation flow. Now, let's practice emotional expression. Real communication isn't only about asking and answering, it's also about sharing feelings. When you're happy, you might say, "I'm so glad to hear that," or "That's amazing." When something surprises you, you might react with, "Really? That's unbelievable." When something disappoints you, you could say, "Oh no, that's too bad." These short, emotional sentences give life to your speech. Repeat them with me. "I'm so glad to hear that." "Really, that's unbelievable." "Oh no, that's too bad." The tone of your voice is just as important as the words themselves. Practice saying them with genuine feeling. Imagine you really mean them. Many learners feel shy about making mistakes in conversation, but mistakes are not your enemy. They are your teachers. Each time you speak English, you're giving yourself the opportunity to grow. Think of a child learning to walk. They fall again and again, but they never give up. And eventually, they run freely. Language learning works the same way. Every small conversation, even if imperfect, brings you closer to fluency. So, next time you talk to someone and forget a word, just smile and use another one. Say something like, "What's the word for?" Or, "I can't remember the exact word, but it's like." This is how real speakers communicate. They find ways to keep talking. Now let's do a mini practice together. Imagine you're at a store buying clothes. The shop assistant smiles and asks if you need help. You respond, "Yes, please, I'm looking for a blue jacket." The assistant shows you one and asks, "Would you like to try it on?" You smile and say, "Sure, where's the fitting room?" After trying it on, you say, "It fits perfectly. I'll take it, please." You've just completed an entire conversation that exists in real life. Practicing this mentally helps your brain connect English to daily experiences. Now picture another moment, meeting a new friend. You start by saying, "Hi, I'm Natasha. It's nice to meet you." They reply, "Nice to meet you too. Where are you from?" You smile and answer, "I'm from Pakistan. How about you?" Then you continue, "Do you live nearby?" "Yes, just a few minutes away." And the conversation keeps going naturally. The rhythm, the pauses, the tone, all of it feels relaxed and real. When you practice conversations like these daily, something magical happens. You stop thinking word by word and start thinking in ideas. Instead of translating, You begin expressing yourself. You feel the message first, and the English words follow naturally. That's the secret to reaching advanced fluency, when your thoughts flow directly into English without effort. Now, let's focus on a short daily routine practice. Imagine it's morning. You wake up, stretch, and say to yourself, "It's a beautiful day. Let's make it productive." You walk to the kitchen and say, "Time for some coffee." You look outside and whisper, "The weather looks nice today." You're not talking to anyone, but you're using English in your mind. That's one of the most powerful techniques for fluency, talking to yourself throughout the day in English. You can describe what you're doing, what you're thinking, or what you plan to do. Say things like, "I need to finish this work," or "I should call my friend later." The more you do this, the more natural English becomes for you. Now, take a small moment to repeat after me slowly. I'm improving every day. I can speak English easily and naturally. My confidence is growing. I enjoy speaking English. These affirmations remind your mind that learning is not a race. It's a journey, one conversation at a time. When you speak to others, always remember that communication is not about perfection. It's about connection. People don't remember every grammar rule you used. They remember how comfortable and kind you sounded, a genuine smile, eye contact, and simple, polite words can make your English unforgettable. So from now on, start noticing opportunities around you. The next time someone greets you, answer with energy. The next time someone asks how your day is going, give a full answer, not just fine. You can say, "It's going pretty well, thank you. I've had a busy morning, but I'm feeling good." Longer responses make conversations more interesting and help you sound fluent. Try this reflection practice. Before you sleep, think back on your day and describe it in English. Say it out loud or record it on your phone. Talk about what you did, how you felt, and what you plan for tomorrow. For example, you might say, "Today was a busy day. I went to work, had a meeting, and learned something new. Tomorrow I'll try to finish my project earlier." Doing this every night for just 5 minutes can dramatically improve your speaking fluency. English fluency isn't built in a classroom. It's built in small daily moments like these. Every greeting, every thank you, every tiny question adds to your experience. Speak more, listen more, and enjoy every step, because every word you say brings you closer to your advanced English goal. When you start practicing conversations more often, you'll notice that English has a natural rhythm, a kind of musical flow that makes it pleasant to listen to. This rhythm isn't about speaking fast, it's about stress and pauses. English speakers naturally stress certain words to show meaning, and if you learn to copy that rhythm, you'll sound more fluent without even memorizing complex vocabulary. For example, when someone says, "What are you doing today?" the stress usually falls on what and doing. What are you doing today? Try saying it that way now. Feel how it flows more easily than saying every word equally. This natural rise and fall in tone gives your speech life and clarity. One of the best ways to develop this rhythm is through shadowing practice, repeating what you hear immediately, as if you're an echo. When you listen to someone speaking and repeat right after them, your mouth learns the sounds and timing naturally. For example, you can listen to slow, clear conversations and repeat along. mimicking the pronunciation, pauses, and melody of the voice. At first, it feels challenging, but after a few days, you'll be amazed at how naturally your mouth begins to produce English sounds. Let's imagine a scene to help you shadow more effectively. You're sitting in a park, enjoying a calm afternoon. A friend sits beside you and says, "It's such a nice day today." You reply, "Yes, it's perfect for a walk." Your friend smiles and says, "I was thinking of going for coffee later. Do you want to join?" You say, "Sure, I'd love to." This short, simple scene contains real English flow, natural questions, polite answers, friendly tone. Practicing scenes like this every day trains you to speak comfortably, just like native speakers. Now, let's practice expressing thoughts and feelings because real-life conversations often involve emotions, happiness, surprise, frustration, excitement. When someone tells you good news, you might say, "That's fantastic," or "I'm so happy for you." When something surprising happens, you might say, "Really? I didn't expect that." And when something goes wrong, you might say, "That's unfortunate," or "I hope it gets better soon." These short expressions add personality and kindness to your speech. Try saying them aloud. "That's fantastic." "Really? I didn't expect that. I hope it gets better soon." The goal is not just to pronounce the words, but to feel them. In daily conversations, we often share our experiences. So let's practice describing small, everyday moments. Imagine you're talking about your morning. You could say, "I woke up early today and made myself some tea. The weather was cool and peaceful, and I felt refreshed." Or imagine you're telling someone about your weekend. "I went shopping with my friends. We had lunch together and laughed a lot. It was a really nice day." Notice how simple these sentences are: short, clear, and emotional. When you describe real moments like this, you don't just practice English, you practice connection. Let's go one step further and practice showing curiosity, one of the most natural parts of any real conversation. When you talk to someone new, you can show interest by asking gentle, open-ended questions like, "What do you do?" Or, "How long have you lived here?" Or, "What kind of music do you like?" These questions keep the conversation alive and make people feel comfortable. Imagine you're meeting a new classmate or a coworker. You ask, "So, how do you usually spend your weekends?" They smile and say, "I love going for long walks and watching movies." You nod and reply, "That sounds relaxing. I usually spend my weekends reading or meeting friends." These small exchanges build real confidence and help you sound natural without pressure. Another key to fluent communication is reacting naturally when someone speaks. In English, people often use small reaction phrases like, "Really? That's great. Oh, I see. I know what you mean," or "Exactly." These are not full sentences, but they show that you're listening and engaged. For example, if someone says, "I started learning guitar last week," you can respond with, "That's awesome," or "I've always wanted to learn guitar too." These quick reactions keep the conversation alive. Practice them now. "That's awesome." "Really? That's interesting." "Oh, I see." "Exactly." When these words come to your tongue naturally, you'll notice your conversations feel smoother and more relaxed. Let's imagine another everyday situation. Being at the supermarket, you might start by saying, "Excuse me, where can I find the bread section?" The shop worker says, "It's over there next to the dairy products." You smile and say, "Thank you so much." Later, when you're ready to pay, you say, "Can I pay by card?" And the cashier replies, "Yes, of course." You end the interaction with, "Thank you, have a nice day." These are simple sentences, but they're full of practical English. When you imagine such small situations and speak them aloud, your confidence grows naturally. Now let's practice something even more important, talking about yourself. This is a skill every English learner needs because introductions happen everywhere. You can start simply. My name is Natasha, and I'm an English learner. I love reading books, learning new things, and meeting people from different cultures. You can also add details. I started learning English because I want to travel and work with people around the world. Then imagine someone asks, "How long have you been studying English?" And you answer, "I've been learning for about 2 years, and I practice every day." Practicing sentences like these helps you feel ready whenever you meet someone new. To sound fluent when talking about yourself, focus on connected ideas rather than memorized lines. For example, instead of only saying, "I like reading," add more. You can say, "I like reading books about self-improvement because they help me stay motivated." This kind of speaking shows depth and confidence. Repeat this slowly with me. I like reading books about self-improvement because they help me stay motivated. Excellent. Every time you add a reason, your English becomes more natural. One common challenge for many learners is hesitation. You might start a sentence and stop midway because you're unsure of a word. Don't worry about that. Native speakers also pause all the time. The key is to use natural fillers instead of silence. Phrases like, "let me think," "well," "you know," and "actually" help you sound fluent even while you're thinking. For example, if someone asks, "What do you like about your job?" you can say, "Well, I really enjoy meeting new people and learning new things." Notice how "well" gives you a small pause to think. It's not about rushing, it's about speaking smoothly. Let's add a short practice for talking about your daily routine, because that's something everyone can relate to. You can say, "I usually wake up at 7, then I have breakfast, check my messages, and get ready for work." You can continue, "After work, I go for a walk, have dinner, and spend some time watching a show or reading before bed." Try saying it slowly now, imagining each moment of your day. You can also practice describing your weekends. On weekends, I like to relax, meet my friends, and sometimes go to the movies. By practicing like this, you're not just memorizing sentences, you're training your brain to think and speak in English naturally. As you continue learning, remember that confidence comes from repetition. The more you hear yourself speaking English, the less afraid you become of mistakes. That's why self-practice is so powerful. Talk to yourself in English when you're cooking, cleaning, walking, or driving. Describe what you see. Say things like, "The sky looks beautiful today," or "I need to buy some milk later." These tiny moments build the foundation of fluency. Now, take a deep breath and repeat after me slowly. I am confident when I speak English. My mind understands English naturally. I am learning every single day. I enjoy using English in real life. When you affirm these thoughts often, your mindset shifts from fear to confidence. The most beautiful thing about learning a language is that it connects you to people. English gives you a bridge to talk to someone from another country, to understand songs, stories, and ideas from around the world. Every time you practice, you're opening another door of opportunity. So even when you feel tired or unmotivated, Remind yourself of why you started, to grow, to connect, and to express yourself freely. Each time you listen to real conversations and repeat after them, you're rewiring your brain for natural fluency. Every phrase you speak brings you closer to thinking directly in English. You don't need to rush. You can enjoy every step of the journey, one sentence, one conversation, one smile at a time. The more you speak English in real situations, the more you realize that communication isn't about big, complex words. It's about connection. Even simple sentences, when said with warmth and confidence, can make you sound fluent. Imagine walking into a shop and saying, "Hi, how's your day going?" Or asking a friend, "Did you sleep well?" These tiny gestures make conversations feel human, not mechanical. Real English is emotional. It's full of tone, rhythm, and kindness. Let's explore one of the most useful parts of daily English, talking about your plans. People often ask, "What are you doing this weekend?" Or, "Do you have any plans for tonight?" You can answer naturally by saying, "I'm going to meet some friends," or "I'm planning to stay at home and relax." Try repeating after me slowly. I'm going to meet some friends. I'm planning to stay at home and relax. I'm thinking of watching a movie tonight. These sentences sound simple, but they are used all the time in everyday English. When you talk about plans, you can also ask follow-up questions to keep the conversation alive. You could say, "What about you?" Or, "Do you have any plans?" Or, "That sounds fun. Where are you going?" These little responses show interest and help you sound friendly and fluent. Let's put it into a natural flow in your mind. You ask someone how their weekend will be. They say, "I might visit my family." You smile and reply, "That's nice. I haven't seen my family in a while either." The exchange feels warm, natural, and connected. That's what real-life English is about. Not perfect grammar, but real emotion and curiosity. Now, let's practice another situation, talking about the weather. It might seem unimportant, but small talk about weather is one of the most common ways English speakers start a conversation. You could say, "It's really hot today," or "I can't believe how cold it is to his week." You could also use emotional expressions like, "I love this kind of weather," or "I miss sunny days like this." Try repeating a few lines slowly. "It's really hot today." "I can't believe how cold it is this week." "I love this kind of weather." Small talk like this helps you connect with people and also gives you time to feel comfortable before moving to deeper topics. Let's move into something more personal, talking about feelings and emotions. Being able to express how you feel is a big part of fluent communication. When you feel happy, you can say, "I'm really happy today," or "I'm feeling great." When you're tired, you might say, "I'm a bit exhausted," or "I didn't sleep well last night." When something bothers you, you can say, "I'm a little stressed," or "I feel a bit nervous." Saying how you feel makes conversations more honest and human. Let's practice this gently together. "I'm feeling happy today." "I'm a little tired, but I'm okay." "I'm so excited about tomorrow." "I feel calm and peaceful right now." You can also ask others about their feelings. Try saying, "How are you feeling today?" Or, "Are you doing all right?" Or, "You seem happy. What happened?" These kinds of questions show that you care and that you're present in the moment. Remember, fluent communication is about both speaking and listening. Now let's imagine you're talking with a friend about your day. You could say something like, "Today was a long day, but I learned a lot." Or maybe, "I had a busy morning, but I'm glad it's finally over." Then you might ask your friend, "How was your day?" And they might reply, "It was good, but I'm tired." These simple exchanges create real bonds and give you more confidence to express yourself. Let's focus on expressing opinions, because it's an important skill in real conversations. You can start with phrases like, "I think," or "in my opinion," or these help you share your thoughts politely. For example, "I think learning English through conversations is the best way." Or, "In my opinion, daily practice is more helpful than memorizing rules." You can also agree or disagree politely by saying, "I agree with you," or "I see your point, but I think differently." Practice these slowly now. "I think that's true." "In my opinion, daily practice is important." "I see your point, but I think differently." Learning to express opinions politely helps you sound mature and fluent. Instead of short answers like yes or no, try expanding a little. For example, when someone asks, "Do you like reading?" Instead of saying yes, you can say, "Yes, I love reading books, especially in the evening." That small addition makes your answer sound natural and conversational. Let's now explore asking questions politely, because in real life, the way you ask something makes a huge difference. Instead of saying, "Where is the bathroom?" you can say, "Excuse me, could you tell me where the bathroom is?" It sounds softer and more polite. Instead of saying, "What's your name?" you could say, "May I ask your name?" Practice with me slowly. "Excuse me, could you tell me where the bus stop is?" "May I ask your name?" "Could you please help me with this?" Politeness makes your English sound warm and confident at the same time. It's something that English speakers appreciate a lot. When you use words like please, thank you, and sorry naturally, people feel comfortable around you. Let's practice a few quick sentences. Please take your time. Thank you for your help. I'm sorry about that. You're welcome. Don't worry. When these small phrases come out automatically, you'll feel more relaxed and fluent in any setting. Let's move to another daily life moment, talking about hobbies and interests. When you meet someone new, this is one of the easiest and most natural topics to discuss. You can say, "I like listening to music," or "I enjoy cooking in my free time." You can also ask, "What do you like to do for fun?" Or, "Do you enjoy reading?" Try repeating a few slowly now. "I like listening to music." "I enjoy cooking in my free time." "What do you like to do for fun?" These small questions help you build friendly and open conversations. Imagine you're talking with someone who says, "I love watching movies." You can respond naturally with, "Really? What kind of movies do you like?" They say, "Mostly comedies." You smile and say, "Same here. I love funny movies." See how natural that flow feels? That's what we're building: effortless, everyday connection through English. Fluency isn't about using big vocabulary. It's about using the right words naturally. A fluent speaker doesn't think too much before speaking. They just use the language that feels comfortable. So when you practice, don't worry about sounding advanced. Focus on sounding natural. You can start simple. And as your confidence grows, Your vocabulary will naturally expand. Now let's add a small real-life practice task you can do every day. Choose one topic. It can be your morning, your weekend, or your favorite food, and record yourself talking about it for 1 minute in English. Don't write a script. Just speak freely. Listen to your recording and notice how you sound. You'll hear where you pause, where you hesitate, and where your sentences flow well. Do this every day for a week. You'll notice a huge improvement in your rhythm and pronunciation. Also, when you listen to English speakers, in movies, podcasts, or conversations, pay attention to their tone and intonation. Try to copy the melody of how they speak. If someone says, "That's a good idea," notice how their voice rises at the end. Try to repeat it the same way. This is how you learn the music of English. Finally, remember that speaking English is not about perfection, it's about practice and patience. Every time you use the language, even for a few minutes, you're getting closer to your goal. You're training your brain to think, feel, and respond in English. So take a deep breath, smile, and tell yourself, "I'm doing great. I'm improving every day," because you are, every single time you practice. When you start feeling more confident in simple conversations, it's time to take your English a little deeper. Real communication often includes explaining things, giving opinions, or telling short stories from your own life. Storytelling is one of the best ways to practice English naturally, because it combines memory, emotion, and vocabulary all together. Let's imagine you're talking with a friend who asks how your week has been. Instead of answering with one sentence, expand your answer into a short story. You could say, "It's been quite busy, actually. I had a few deadlines at work, but I managed to finish everything on time. Yesterday, I went out with a friend for dinner, and it was really nice to relax after a long week." Simple stories like this make your English sound real, not robotic. Try repeating slowly, imagining you're sharing this moment with someone close to you. Storytelling also helps you practice verb tenses naturally. You don't have to think about grammar rules when you're telling something real. Your mind picks the patterns automatically. For example, when you say, "I woke up early, then I went to the gym, and later I met my friend," you're already practicing past tense fluently. Try creating your own short story about yesterday. It can be about your morning, your evening, or something funny that happened. Speak it aloud, even if no one is listening. Your voice is your best teacher. Now, let's talk about confidence in conversations. Many learners know word as but freeze when it's time to speak. The fear usually comes from overthinking, from worrying about mistakes or forgetting a word. But here's the truth. No one expects you to be perfect. Most native speakers love it when someone tries to speak their language. If you forget a word, just describe it. For example, if you can't remember the word umbrella, you can say, "the thing you use when it rains." That's communication, and that's what fluency really means. Here's something powerful you can do to grow faster. Every time you learn a new phrase, don't just repeat it. Imagine using it. Picture a real scene where you would say that phrase. For example, if you learn, "Could you give me a hand?" Imagine yourself asking a coworker for help carrying something heavy. Visualization makes learning stronger and more emotional, and emotion helps memory stick. Sometimes, you'll meet people who speak very fast. Instead of panicking, train yourself to focus on the main ideas, not every word. When someone talks quickly, your brain might miss details, but that's okay. Just listen for the key message. You can respond with phrases like, I see, or that makes sense, or if you didn't catch everything, say, sorry, could you say that again a bit slower? Native speakers use repetition all the time, and it's completely normal to ask for it. Let's shift into another realistic setting, chatting with coworkers or classmates. Imagine you're taking a short break and someone asks, how's your day going? You smile and say, pretty good, just busy as always. They laugh and say, same here. You reply, can't wait for the weekend. That's it. 3 short lines that build connection. You don't need long speeches. You need real rhythm. Now say those sentences aloud with natural pauses and energy. Pretty good, just busy as always. Same here, can't wait for the weekend. Let's practice another topic. Talking about habits and routines. You can say, I usually start my day with a cup of tea, or I like to take a short walk after dinner. These habits show personality. You can also talk about things you want to change. I'm trying to exercise more, or I'm learning to cook new recipes. Real conversation often includes these small personal updates. They make people curious and open more questions. Now, let's add an important skill, giving compliments and responding to them. Compliments make communication kind and warm. You can say, you look great today, or I love your accent, or that's a nice idea. When someone compliments you, you can reply with, thank you, that's very kind of you, or simply, thanks, I appreciate it. Practicing both giving and receiving compliments helps you sound confident and polite at the same time. Another everyday skill is offering help. When you notice someone struggling, you can say, do you need a hand? Or, can I help you with that? Or, would you like me to explain it? Offering help creates connection, and it's an excellent opportunity to use polite English. If someone helps you, respond with, thank you so much, or, that was really helpful. These phrases show gratitude and make your English warmer. Let's take a quiet moment to practice relaxed pronunciation. Sometimes learners try to pronounce every word perfectly, but natural English connects words together. For example, instead of saying, how are you, native speakers say, how are you, or how ya. It's softer, smoother, and faster. Try it now. How are you? How are you? How ya? Don't worry about sounding exactly like a native speaker. Focus on smoothness, not speed. Now imagine a friendly scene at a park. You meet someone walking their dog and you say, that's a cute dog. What's its name? The person smiles and says, thank you, her. Name's Bella. You reply, she's adorable. Just like that. You've created a full mini conversation that could happen anywhere in the world. Simple, real, and meaningful. When you want to make your English sound more advanced, focus on linking ideas together. Instead of separate sentences, use small connectors like so, because, actually, or by the way. For example, I love traveling because it helps me learn about new cultures. Or, I'm tired, so I think I'll stay home tonight. Or, by the way, have you tried that new cafe downtown? These connectors make your speech sound fluent and continuous. Practice a few now. I love learning English because it helps me meet new people. I'm tired, so I'll relax tonight. By the way, have you seen that movie? Excellent. Feel how naturally the sentences join together. Now let's practice describing things. Another real skill you'll use often. Imagine someone asks you about your city. You can say, it's a busy city with lots of markets and restaurants. Or, It's peaceful and surrounded by mountains. You can describe your favorite place. I love the park near my house because it's quiet and full of trees. You can describe people too. She's very friendly and always smiling. Describing helps you use adjectives, words that bring pictures to life. Try a few slowly. My city is busy and colorful. My room is small but cozy. The weather is warm and sunny today. The restaurant was clean and beautiful. When you describe things, use your senses, what you see, hear, smell, or feel. For example, the air smelled fresh after the rain, or the music was soft and relaxing. Sensory language makes your English richer and helps listeners imagine what you describe. Let's move to another useful area, agreeing and disagreeing politely. In real life, we don't always share the same opinions, but how we respond matters. You can agree by saying, "That's true," "Exactly," or "I completely agree." You can disagree politely by saying, "I see what you mean, but I'm not sure I agree," or "That's an interesting point, but I have a different view." Try repeating after me slowly. "That's true." "Exactly." "I see what you mean, but I'm not sure I agree." These expressions keep conversations respectful and smooth. As you practice more, you'll notice that intonation, the rise and fall of your voice, gives meaning to your sentences. When you ask a question, your tone rises at the end. "Would you like some coffee?" When you make a statement, your tone falls. "I'd love some coffee." Practice noticing this music in English. Say both sentences out loud. Feel how your voice moves naturally up and down. That's how English sounds alive. Now take a gentle pause with me. Close your eyes for a moment and think about your journey so far. You've practiced greetings, emotions, questions, and daily habits. You've spoken about your feelings, your plans, and your surroundings. All of this is real English, the kind that helps you live and connect, not just study. Repeat these affirmations softly. "I am becoming more fluent every day. My English feels natural and easy. I can speak with confidence and calmness. I learn through practice and patience." Let those words settle in your mind. The more you believe them, the faster you'll grow. The secret to mastering real-life English conversations is consistency. It's not about studying long hours one day and forgetting everything the next. It's about showing up every day, speaking a little, listening a little, and using English in real situations whenever you can. Even 5 minutes a day can make a big difference if you do it mindfully. Let's imagine your daily routine again. You wake up, and before you touch your phone, you say to yourself in English, "Good morning. I feel fresh and ready to start my day." You stretch, go to the kitchen, and think, "What should I have for breakfast today?" Maybe you say out loud, "I think I'll make some toast and tea." You're not just talking to yourself, you're training your brain to think in English. Every small sentence builds a stronger habit. Later in the day, you might see something interesting and describe it. Maybe you're walking outside and notice a bird singing. You could say, "That sound is so peaceful," or "The weather feels so calm today." When you start describing what you see, your surroundings become your classroom. This is one of the most natural ways to become fluent, connecting English to real life. Now let's practice reacting to situations. In real life, You don't plan your words in advance. You respond naturally to what happens. For example, if someone offers you something, you might say, "Oh, that's kind of you, thank you." Or if someone shares good news, you might say, "Wow, congratulations." If someone tells you something sad, you could say, "I'm sorry to hear that." Practice these short, real reactions now. "Oh, that's kind of you, thank you." "Wow, congratulations. I'm sorry to hear that." "Great job. That's amazing." These are the small words that make your English sound real, not robotic. When you talk to others, focus not just on what to say,